This is Fluffbite, and we're going to do a Let's Play. We wanted to do a video on trans day of visibility, but uh, we bit off more than we could chew. We thought we could make a video in one day, and we probably could have, but it ended up being like 45 minutes plus long, and we couldn't finish it in time, but we wanted to show off a trans creator. This creator is non-binary. This game is one of the more recent games to release on itch.io, but pretty sure it came out last year at some point. If you just look up the LGBT tag on itch.io, this game should come up. I'm pretty sure the artist, you pronounce it Cylin. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this game is about this person's name change. And we thought it would be really cool to show. We played through it once. And it was very resonant. So we thought, why not give it a try? Especially because it also is a great way to show people what trans and non-binary folks have to go through to do something as simple as get your name changed, which I guess just isn't simple at all. Your name is Cloud. You've been going by Cloud for a couple of years now, and you're thinking about starting the process to change your name legally. You've asked a couple of friends for advice, but it all seems so overwhelming. How will you explain it to your family? How will you pay for it? How will you go through the whole process? Even though it's scary, you think this is something you really want to do for yourself. Your name is... No, it's not. Your name is Cloud. You need to make that your name legally, so you're not surrounded by an incredible amount of paperwork. Paperwork is such a mystery. All the resources you've looked up have directed you to different forms, but goddamn, you are absolutely doing your best. You've also made a call to the courthouse to make sure you're going to the right place. Although it completely drained your energy, you feel quite accomplished and proud of yourself. You have a new message. Check message. How's the paperwork going? I think I'm almost done. The call to the courthouse finally went through too. I think I have everything I need. But I'll double check in a moment. Gotta look at the bus schedules to get to the courthouse though. That's great. Even though it's stressful now, it's worth it to get it done. You can't drive there? There's no car for me to use. I probably could ask my mom to take me, but to be honest, I don't really want to. She doesn't really get why I want to change my name. That sucks. It's probably less stressful for you to just go alone. Yeah, I think so too. Anyway, back to work. Good luck! Duck is one of your dearest friends. Even though he lives incredibly far from you, he's always been there for you when you really needed him. You're very grateful for him, and you hope he knows that. The next day, you head out for the courthouse. The bus stop is, thankfully, not too far away from your house, but you're really dreading the ride itself. You don't have a car, so the trip will take a transfer and a little bit under 2 hours of sitting and waiting. You really don't like being out and about on your own, but changing your name is really important to you. You settle yourself in on the bus. Message Duck. I'm on the bus now. It's a 2-hour ride, let's go. Ugh, gross. Good luck though. I've even been looking forward to this. Yeah, Just the first step of many. But I'm so glad to finally start going for it. I'm so nervous about everything though. Hate doing bus transfers. Hate talking to people. Ugh. Well, I'll be around if you need me. I agree, transferring sucks. Thank you, Duck. I'm just gonna be staring at my map's location on my phone until I reach the transfer stop. Oh yeah, I've totally done that before too. Don't worry too much, you'll be fine. You repair as much as you can already. All that's left is to just do it. You take Duck's reassurance to heart. Despite your worries, the bus transfer goes smoothly. You spend the rest of the trip trying to stop being so nervous. It'll be fine. You safely arrive at the courthouse. After going through the metal detector at the entrance, you climb up the stairs to the civil filing office. There's a couple in front of you in line, so you take the chance to go over your paperwork again. It looks as it's put together as it can be. You get into line, and before long, you're talking to the clerk. She flips through your forms as you shift nervously from foot to foot. You can see both your name and your legal name on the papers. You have a momentary crisis. What's your name? Your name is Cloud. You're paying out of your ass to make Cloud your name. The clerk gives you a little bit of extra paperwork that you didn't know you needed. At least they'll print that out for you for free. You fill it out without too much trouble and return it to the clerk. Everything looks to be in order. Time to fork over the cash. God, why does this cost so much? The clerk gives you a receipt. You thank her and leave. Your wallet and your heart much lighter than when you came in. You go home. Before you left the courthouse, the clerk told you that you would have to wait 6 weeks for the name change to be processed. You had read about this online, so it wasn't surprising. But 6 weeks is a long time, and you feel a little bit impatient already. It's not like you don't have anything to do, though. You're drawing a lot as usual. You're interacting with people other than your family. That's always an achievement in and of itself. You also have an internship for this summer, and you still don't have a car. Which means that you have to take the bus to the office every day. It's a drag. The public transit system is as unpleasant as always. What should have been a 15-minute drive stretches into an hour due to transfer schedules and inefficient routing. The internship itself isn't too full, thankfully, and it keeps you busy. But at what cost? Again and again, the sun rises and the sun sets every day, every moment. Days meld into each other, like a smear of paint across a canvas. A cloud streaked across the sky. It's like a puddle of still water. You stagnate. Sometimes, you can't remember what happened just the day before. Having such a consistent schedule is at once comforting and terrifying. You wake up every morning, the view outside your window ever unchanging. Your neighbor's tree sways in an unseen wind. You note for the 9th time that the glass needs cleaning. The sky is blue. Again. 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 Slowly. A thick fog settles over your brain. You try to avoid thinking about your future responsibilities. And before you know it, the 6 weeks are almost up. This is great! What is not great is that your mother has started getting more impatient with you. More impatient than you. She's been telling you to call into the courthouse and check whether your name change has been processed. Logically, you understand that there's a lot you need to get done after your name change is processed. And the sooner you get started on it, the faster you can get it done. But wow, you really hate making phone calls. You put it off. It hasn't been 6 weeks yet. And then, because your mom is just like that, She makes you call the exact day the 6 weeks is over. Good news! Your name change has been processed, so it's time to head back to the courthouse to get the signed decree. Your mom has a day off tomorrow, so she offers to drive you. You don't have a good reason to say no to her. Alright, it's fine. At least you don't have to sit on the bus for 2 hours this time around, right? It'll be fine, right? The drive to the courthouse is pretty uneventful. Your mom has some trouble finding parking, but she finds a space eventually. You lead the way into the courthouse, through the metal detectors and up the stairs. Although you're nervous still, when are you not? You feel pretty optimistic. You check in with the clerk. She tells you that although your name change has been processed, the paperwork hasn't been brought up to her office yet. If you just wait for her a moment, she can go downstairs herself to go and get it though. You settle in to wait. Your mom shows you some photos she took on her phone. You look at them and smile awkwardly. Eventually, the clerk calls you over with a friendly smile. She has your court order. She quickly checks that the information is correct. What's your name? Decree, changing name and order, recognizing change of gender. The court orders, the name of is changed to Cloud. The court further orders, the gender of Cloud is changed to non-binary. Your smile freezes. Of course your mom knew about the name change. She drove you here after all. But you hadn't told her about the officially changing your gender to non-binary. You hope she hadn't heard. You quickly confirm the information with the clerk, and as she makes the copies of the court order, you go and grab your bag to pay for them. As you turn back around, your mom stops you. You changed your gender too? Ah, shit. This is not how you wanted to come out to her. Truthfully, you would have preferred to never come out to her at all. Yeah. Why didn't you tell me? You shrug. Uncomfortable. You pay for the certified copies quietly. The whole time you can feel your mom staring a hole into the back of your head. You leave the courthouse, clutching your court order. Your heart is heavy. You get in the car, dreading the ride back. As your mom starts up the car and pulls out the parking space, the silence of the confined space presses down on your shoulders. You avoid looking at your mom, and she focuses on the road in front of her. Finally, she speaks up. Why did you change your gender? You slouch deep into your seat. Because I wanted to. And you didn't tell me? I didn't want to. Do you not trust me? No, not really. That's not the point. Then what is the point? I just want to understand why you did this. You rub your hand over your face. I've been wanting to change it for a while now. Ever since I wanted to change my name, I wanted to change my gender too. But why? Is there something wrong with the way I raised you? Do you want to have surgery too? To start taking chemicals that will change your body? Do you know how harmful it is to your health? And in the future too. Aren't you afraid of the discrimination? Of having a more difficult life because you chose to change it? Why did you do this? Why are you crying? Your throat is choked up, but you try to talk through your tears. Good news for you that I don't feel the need to transition, huh? But if I did want to medically transition, would you not support me then? I've been thinking about it for a long time. For me, the benefits outweigh the disadvantages. I just wanted to be true to myself. You cover your face and cry. The rest of the car ride is blanketed in silence. This was supposed to be a joyous occasion for you. How did it turn out like this? Despite the disastrous conversation, your mom still drives you around to update your name. First, up to the Social Security Administration. You're surprised at how close the building is to your home. There aren't too many people inside, so you get called up to the service window wonderfully quickly. What's your name? Your name is updated to Cloud without any fuss, and your new card will come in a couple days. Next is the birth certificate. This isn't too difficult either. What's your name? At the top of your paper, Cloud, written in neatly printed handwriting, stares back at you. You fold it into an envelope with a check and mail it out. As usual, there's a wait period for both of these things to come in, but there's a lot to do. Next is the DMV. The DMV sucks. A while back, you made a call to a nearby DMV. You wanted to make sure that you had to renew your driver's license in person because you changed your name. You were probably on hold for an hour, and then talked to an employee for 5 minutes, just to confirm information that you basically already knew. Your mom drives you out to the DMV around 9 a.m., opening time. Unfortunately, the DMV closest to your house is currently closed. None of the locations around you are even taking appointments. It's all just a mess that you don't want to think about. When you arrive, there's already a line stretching around the building. You sigh tiredly and get in the line. It's going to be a long wait. Your mom leaves to buy you bread because you left home without eating breakfast. After delivering it to you, she goes home. Both of you know this is going to be a while. The line moves achingly slow. The sun is high in the sky by the time you make it to the doors. There is, unfortunately, another line inside. You make it through that line, just to, surprise, surprise, wait some more. At least you have a chair this time. You sit in the chair, bored and tired, and wait for your number to be called. Finally, you get called up to the window. What's your name? You are now officially Cloud with the DMV. You get sent to take a new photo ID, and after that, you're free to go. To your internship! Isn't that great? Aren't you so responsible? In total, your time at the DMV clocks in at almost 4 hours of waiting. After renewing your driver's license, you're stuck for a while. You need to wait for your driver's license to come in, which will take about 2 weeks, before you can update your bank information. You know this because your mom drove you to the bank with a copy of your court order to see if they would accept it. The bank requires photo identification, so you have to wait for your driver's license. Your internship continues to blur your days together into a strange congealed mass. And then, your driver's license comes in. Time to start running around like a headless chicken again. First is your PayPal account. Use your PayPal for a lot of transactions, from splitting lunch with friends to buying art merchandise. Most importantly though, PayPal is necessary for your art commissions. You've heard a lot of horror stories about PayPal's lack of functioning customer service. They kind of make you want to just close your account and open a new one instead of going through the struggle of PayPal's unfriendly interface. But Doug tells you it's probably better to just do it in the official way. So you scan in with your court order and your brand new driver's license, and when you try to upload to the PayPal website, you get an error message. Great. You have to talk to customer service now. Exactly what you want to avoid. PayPal pulls up a chat box for you. And honestly, your customer service representative makes you want to cry. The rep asks you your name. You tell them that your name is Cloud, and they tell you that the name on your PayPal account is different than what you're telling them. No shit, Sherlock. That's why you're trying to change it. You wail to Duck as you repeat the same things that were written in your initial help request to the rep. Eventually, the rep figures it out and directs you to PayPal's old user interface. Interesting. Anyway, you upload the forms there and it works this time. Who knows if the security is up to date, but at least it uploaded, right? The rep tells you that the service ticket will be filed within 24 hours, but doesn't answer your question about how long it will take to process. You can only pray that it works out. Next, you go to the bank. You and your mom sit down with an incredibly incompetent man. What's your name? You tell him you need to update your name to Cloud due to the recent name change. He doesn't actually know how to get your name updated, and he has to call IT for help. He then proceeds to spell your name wrong, and your mom only notices once the forms are almost finalized. He has to fill in the forms all over again from the top, and you share a look with your mom. You leave the bank a little flustered, but hey, at least that's done. Why is your luck so bad with these things? Next up, updating the registrar, and while you're already at UCLA, getting a new school ID. It's actually not too bad, surprisingly. The traffic is very light. Although parking is somewhat of a struggle, you make your way into Murphy. You're able to talk to the person at the counter soon after. What's your name? Updating your name to Cloud in the registrar doesn't take more than 10 minutes. There's a bit of waiting in the identification card office, but it's almost a pleasant wait in comparison to what you had to deal with before. When you've called up to the window, there's a little bit of a hiccup in which the registrar information hasn't completely processed into their side of the system yet. What's your name again? With your brand new driver's license, you confirm that your name is Cloud, and you get your photo taken. They print out the new card for you in the office. Your photo looks a little dumb, but you've resigned yourself to your fate. Now it's time to drive back to your hometown and go to your internship. What a pain. Your new cards and paperwork slowly but steadily arrive in the mail. Your PayPal updates too, almost without you noticing. It's always exciting to receive mail with Cloud written on it on the front, as if confirming to you, it's real, it's the real deal. It's really, really real. You really did this. You've been Cloud for a long time now. But to be recognized as being Cloud by the world around you lets you settle so much comfortably in your own skin. Your mom doesn't bring up the issue of your gender again. Honestly, it's always been like this. You don't get your hopes up when it comes to LGBT issues, and so you can't be disappointed. You'd love to have her whole heart support, but the fact is, you don't. She really does care for you. You understand that she loves you, but also that she's flawed. You prefer to look on the bright side. She never throw you out of the house, or stop feeding you. Truthfully, she spoils you quite a bit. You care for her a lot as well. You're grateful for everything she's done for you. But you have to keep your own mental health in consideration. And that's why you want to talk to Mom again. You brace yourself for the worst as you enter your mom's room. Hey, Mom? My darling, you need something? No, it's just my gender change. You awkwardly avoid looking at her as you talk. I've never really felt like a girl, you know? Legally changing my gender? I've always wanted to. For years. I can't explain the feeling of being non-binary. I mean, it's just another part of me, of who I am. Oh, darling, I just want you to be happy. I'm always gonna worry for you. But if you're happy about it, I'm happy for you too. You know I still love you no matter what, right? You're still my precious child. You rub your face on the edge of tears. Yeah, I know. It was a decision I had to make for myself and no one else. That's why I couldn't involve you. But I'm really thankful. Thank you. You're not good with words, and it's unclear on exactly what you're thanking her for, but she seems to understand anyway, and gathers you up in her arms, your face pressed into her shoulder. You hold on to her tightly and cry into her embrace. You feel like an incredibly large weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Not everything is done yet. There's still a couple of things left to do. Your passport, some insurance stuff. But the people around you, your mother and your close friends, knowing that they'll support you as they have been supporting you for so many years, it relieves a pressure that you didn't know had been building up. It's good to know that you're capable of changing, capable of improving and becoming a better person. It's tough. Making yourself so vulnerable to others is never going to be easy. But sometimes, the outcome is worth it. With a light heart, you look towards the future. Thank you for playing. This is so amazing. We've legally changed our name, and it is as arduous as it as the game illustrates. I actually really appreciate the game for putting someone into a situation with having to write the name over and over and over again. It can be a little bit overwhelming, especially over the course of the whole process, because obviously it doesn't take a day or a week or even a month to like do it all. Technically, there was still stuff to do past the end of this game, but I think it was really powerful, and I really like that game mechanic. Video games are awesome, and I'm glad that there are people that can use them to kind of distill an experience down into such a, I guess, easily digestible snippet. It's really inspiring. And we played this once before, just before streaming, and we chose more closed off options, not just not talking to your mother, but also not talking to your friend. And the tone of the ending is much different. We encourage you to play it for yourself, try it out. It's an experience. We were hoping that someone will see this video and hopefully understand trans people a little bit better, maybe, hopefully, and that any other trans folks that look at this will be like, I don't know, feel validated. I mean, there's a big thing about like having more LGBT representation in games, but there's also a lot of indie creators making great LGBT games. We hope to showcase more of them in the future. The last thing I guess we want to speak on is like the kind of trying to get the mom to understand it wasn't a chance that we had ourselves in our coming out process, and we don't regret that because we don't think there's any way to change it. But another great thing about video games is experiencing things that you didn't get to experience, and it is nice to through proxy be accepted even for a moment by that person. We have supported people in our lives, and I mean, we have a lot of love, but it can be really heartbreaking having to distance yourself from your family of origin because of non-acceptance. But found family can be amazing and is just as valid and can be even more fulfilling. So, if you're in the same kind of situation as we are, then we offer you solidarity, and we hope that you find family that you can be happy with. This was our trans visibility stream. See you in the arduous future, my little bites.